Dear students, welcome to today's class. So today we will discuss about the 10th chapter, 10th standard chapter statistics. Students, statistics is an important branch of the mathematics which plays a very good performance in our day-to-day life. So yes, in the previous class, so you are already studied about this. You have got the previous knowledge of the statistics. In the 8th and 9th standard, you have got an idea about these statistics. So today, in this chapter, we will see how to calculate the mean, median, and mode, which are the central tendencies of the statistics. So before going to start this lesson, students, just recall what you have know about the statistics, and also measures of central tendencies. Okay. So first, we will see the definition of the statistics. Statistics means it is a collection collection of data, analysis of data. So in especially we will say that it is a branch of mathematics which is dealing with the collection, analysis and interpreting and presentation of numerical data. So statistics is a branch of mathematics. So it is used to collection of data, analysis of that collected data, and interpretation of the data, and also for the representation of the data. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ದತ್ತಾಂಶಗಳನ್ನ ಡಾಟಾಗಳನ್ನ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಸೊ ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಆನಂತರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಅನ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ರೋಲ್. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಸಂಜೆವರೆಗೂ we are using the statistics knowingly or unknowingly. ಬೆಳಗಿನ ಸಂಜೆವರೆಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಬಳಸ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ನಮಗೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಎಷ್ಟು, ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೆಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ನೋ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೀವಿಯಸ್ knowledge. So the use of statistics it is used in every aspect of life. It is used in every aspect of your life, such as data science, robotics, business, sports, weather forecasting, much more. Is used in all the branches. So now we will see the measures of central tendency. This is all about small information about these statistics. So in that you already know that the data, frequency, group data, group data, the basic concepts of the statistics. Now we will see the measures of central tendency. Measures of central tendency. So the measures of central tendency are already know that. Can you tell me which are the measures of central tendency? Yes, first one is mean. Second one is, yes, it is mode, or you can write it as a median mode. Third one is median. Median. So these are the three measures of central tendency: mean, mode, median, or you can say mean, median, mode. So now we will see one by one how to calculate the mean for grouped and ungrouped data. Similarly, mode for ungrouped data and grouped data, median for ungrouped data and grouped data in this chapter. So now we will see the formula and also how to simplify the problems. So this is an important chapter for the purpose of the examination. So you will got a 3 to 4 mark question compulsory in this chapter. So regarding the calculation of mean, mode and median. So in these three, so they will ask for the two questions. You have to answer any one of. So mean or median, mode, or mean or median. So or mode or median. So the problem is on both of any of these three. Any of these three. So you have to answer, if you are, you can simplify, or you have to answer the mean or mode or median in one question. Okay, so this is also very useful to our life also, and for the so examination purpose. So students, you have to study well this chapter. Now students, we will see mean. So mean or we call it as an average also. Mean is also called as average. So the mean or average of the observation. So it is the sum of all the values of the observations. Sum of values of all observations divided by total number of observations. So if you add all the observations or all the collected data, so and if it is divided by the total number of data, if it is divided by total number of collected data, so then we will get the value of mean. Value of mean. So the mean of n observation. Mean of some n observations. So we collect data of the 5 or 6, 7, 9, 10, 15. So if you collect like this data, so if we collect n observations, so it will be x1, x2, x3, etc., xn. So x1, x2, x3, this represents the number of observations which we made. It will become mean equals. Observe here, it is the sum of all the values of observations. So here we have collected x1, x2, x3, etc. up to xn. So mean is represented by the symbol x bar. X bar. So equals x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus etc. xn. So the total number of observations is here it is n. So n represents the number of observations. Either it may be 5, 6, 10, 15, 20, 100, so whatever it may be. So therefore, mean x bar equals x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus xn plus xn by n. So this can be written as the simplified form. So if you add this, you will get xi. So this can be put it in the symbol. So this symbol sigma. This is a symbol. So it is sigma. Sigma is a Greek letter. Sigma is a. So this is the symbol is read as sigma. Sigma means sum. summation of the given data. It is a Greek letter. Sigma xi I start from 1 to n. I starts from 1 to n, or I varies from 1 to n. So this will be put it in the sigma notation. So it is read as sigma xi I1 to n. I value varies from 1 to n by n. So this is the formula to find out the mean for ungrouped data. This is the formula to calculate the mean for ungrouped data. So therefore, the mean for, you have to remember this formula, the mean for ungrouped data is x bar equals sigma xi I varies from 1 to n, or the value of I from 1 to n divided by n. Divided by n. So n is the number of observations. Now for the grouped data, so that what we have collected the number of observations, so have corresponding frequencies. So it will be written as sum of the values of all observations. Sum of the values of all observations. This is x1 corresponding to frequency f1. So f1 x1 plus f2 x2 plus etc. plus fn xn. So this can be the, if you add this, so this can be written as sigma fi xi. Sigma fi xi I varies from 1 to n. So there is only small difference is that. So here only xi is there. Here we multiplied that xi with f5. Xi with f5. So therefore it is written as sigma fi xi I 1 to n. So the total number of observations. Total number of observations here, the data is highest or more than, so the minimum. So then we are going to add the given frequencies f1, f2, f3 plus etc. fn. So this can be written as sigma. Sigma means summation. We are going to add. This symbol indicates to add. Sigma fi I varies from 1 to n. So therefore, this can be written as, so you know that mean is the average of observation of the sum of the all the values divided by the total number of observations. So therefore, say the mean for group data is x bar equals sigma fi xi. Sigma fi xi I varies from 1 to n by sigma fi I from 1 to n. So you have to remember these two formulas by calculating the mean. So this formula holds good for the grouped data. Sorry, ungrouped data. So for that ungrouped data, x bar, mean x bar equals sigma xi I1 to n, or I varies from 1 to n divided by n. So where sigma is it is a Greek letter. It is a Greek letter which indicates summation. Mean for group data is x bar equals sigma fi xi. Sigma fi xi I varies from 1 to n by sigma fi I varies from 1 to n. So now students, we will simplify some problems on these two formulas for group data and also ungrouped data. So This is an important chapter, so you will get the 3 to 4 marks in the examination. So therefore, you must perfect in this chapter. Okay, we will see the problem. Now, students, we will see the problems on the mean. So, mean can be calculated in 3 methods. There are 3 methods for the calculation of mean. So, first one is a direct method. First one is the direct method. Second one is the assumed mean method. Assumed mean method. And third one is the step deviation method. So, students, I think you have understand. So, there are 3 methods in the calculation of mean. So, first one is direct method, second one is assumed mean method, and the third one is step deviation method. So, now we will see first method, that is direct method, how to simplify or how to calculate the mean of the given data. So, that is for grouped and ungrouped data. For the both grouped and ungrouped data. We will see first method. First method is the, which is the first method? This direct method. So in the examination, so if they ask for the ask to calculate the mean, so you can simplify it by using any one method. So if they ask for the particular method, you have to follow the particular method. So what they suggested. That is, if they suggest a medium direct method, you have to complete that problem in direct method. So if they suggest assumed mean method, you have to follow that only. So if they ask assumed mean method, you have to follow the same method. So if there is no, if they have not given any method, you can follow so any of the 3 methods, either direct method or assumed mean method, or another one is step deviation method. Now, so this is a ungrouped data. So calculate the mean for the following data. Following data. So that is 4, 10, 5, 9, 1. Now students, first, so just you know that mean or average. So it is the ratio of sum of all the given data to the number of observations. And also you can use the formula. Now I will write this given data in an increasing order. So this can be written as 4, 5, 10, sorry, 9, 4, 5, 9, 10, 12. So you can write like this in the increasing order, or you can directly calculate the problem. So directly calculate. Just I have written in the increasing order. So it is not necessary here for the mean. So you can use that directly. So you know that the formula mean. So x bar mean x bar equals. So what is the formula? Sigma xi. Sigma xi I varies from 1 to n by n. So this is the formula we are going to use for the ungrouped data. This is the formula we are going to use for the ungrouped data. So mean x bar equals sigma xi I varies from 1 to n by n. Now add all the given data observations. 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12 by n number of observations. How many observations are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 observations are there. So therefore n equals 5. Now add all these. So 2 plus 0, 2, 2 plus 9 is 11, 11 plus 5 is 16, 16 plus 4 is 20, 20 is 0, right? 0, 2 plus 1, so it is 3. So therefore the sum of the observations 4 plus 5 plus 9 plus 10 plus 12, so is 30. Is 30. So sorry, so here there is another one is there, it is 40. It is 40. So 2 plus 0 plus 9 is 11, 11 plus 5, 11 plus 5 is 16 plus 4, 20, 20, 20, you have to write a 0 in the unit place. 2 plus 1, 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. So 40 by 4. So observe here 4, 5, 9, 10, 12. So 2 plus 9, 11, 11 plus 5, 16 plus 4. So it is 22 carry. So 1 plus 1, 2, 2 plus 2, it is 4. So now 5 rings are 5 8. So therefore the mean of the given data is 8. The mean of the given data is 8. Okay, students. Now we will see another problem. Calculate the mean for the following data: 5, 8, 14, 16, 19, and 20. So it is already in the increasing order. So now just write the formula. Write the formula and simplify it. So you know that the formula is mean x bar equals sigma xi, I varies from 1 to n by n number of observations, which will be equal to write all the values 5 plus 8 plus 14 plus 16 plus 19 plus 20 by n number of observations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number of observations is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here the value of n is 6. Now add all these 5, 8, 14, 16, 19, 20. So 9 plus 6 it is 15, 15 plus 4, 19, 19 plus 8, 27, 27 plus 5, so it is 32. 32, write 2 in the unit place, so 3 carry, so 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 3 is 8. The sum is 82. 82 by 6. 82 by 6. Now divide 82 by 6. You will get the mean. So now I will divide here 82. So if it is divided by 6, 6 ones are 6. So 8 minus 6 it is 2. 22. So 6 threes are 18. So 12 minus 8, subtract, so we will get the 4. So put the point you get to 0. So then 6 6 are 36. So 10 minus 6 is 4, 0. So 6 6 are 36. This will goes on continuously. So therefore, the mean for this data is 13.66. 13.66. Right, correct it to the two decimal places. Correct it to the two decimal places. So I think this is a simple addition and division method. So for the ungrouped data, so in this chapter you will come across only simple addition, subtraction, multiplication, that division and all. So now if you observe these two problems, I think you have understand how to calculate the mean for the ungrouped data. So if you have got any doubts regarding this, so you have to contact us. Okay, we will see the next one is for the grouped data. How to simplify the or how to calculate the mean for grouped data. Now students, we will see another last problem on this calculation of mean for ungrouped data, so that it will help you to perfect in that problem. So now we will see the problem. Calculate mean for the following scores. Following scores 12, 14, 10, 13, 11. The first you have to write the increasing order. The increasing order of the given data is first one is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So now you know that formula mean x bar equals sigma xi from varies from 1 to n to n. So now, so if you add the given scores 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 13 plus 14 by the number of observations is 5. 1 2 3 4 5. So now if you add these, you will get 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So add these 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2, 4 plus 3 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 9 plus 1, 10, 0, 1 carry, 1 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is 60. It is 60. So this becomes 60 by 5. 60 by 5. So divide this 60 by 5. 5 ones are 5. 6 minus 5 is 1, 0. 5 twos are 10. So therefore, the mean or the average of the given scores is 12. So therefore, x bar equals 12. The value of x bar, that is mean, is 12. Students, observe clearly and try to understand. So how to calculate the mean for the ungrouped data. So this is a very easy method. Now we will see in the next class for the grouped data, how to calculate the mean for grouped data. Okay, so before going to start the next part of this lesson, you must be perfect in the formula and also calculation of the mean for ungrouped data. Okay.
Sir, one